We are NBC Boston.
Breaking overnight, a robbery suspect arrested after crashing a van into a pool. How officers were able to track him down after a wild chase.
And detectives are honing in on what led to a deadly crash in Medfield. The driver who's facing questions this morning.
Plus, a new, more powerful ballistic missile from North Korea. The reason experts say this latest launch is even more alarming.
This is NBC Boston Today.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. I'm Melody Mendez.
And I'm Nick Emmons. We want to get you ready to start your day off. It's Wednesday, hump day, making it through the week here. Chief Meteorologist Matt Noyes standing by with your forecast. Matt, we doubled temperatures today compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
Tragedy to begin the new year in Turkey. 39 people dead, 70 more wounded after a gunman burst into a nightclub and opens fire.
President-elect Donald Trump speaks to the media for the final time in 2016. Hear his thoughts on the U.S. investigation into alleged Russian hacking.
And first night Boston, a tremendous success. We've got highlights from a night of fun and celebration out in Copley Square.
This is NBC Boston Weekend Today.
Good morning. Welcome to NBC Boston Weekend Today. I'm Nick Emmons.
And I'm Melody Mendez. It is 5:30 on this Sunday morning, the first day of January 2017, and the first show here on the new NBC Boston. We look forward to bringing you the news, the headlines each and every day. Thanks for letting us into your homes.
And we cannot wait to share each morning with you. Let's get things started now. We're going to head over to NBC Boston Chief Meteorologist Matt Noyes. Good morning, Matt.
Well, good morning to both of you. Good morning, Boston, and Happy New Year. You know, we're starting out 2017 on a very nice note weather-wise. That is to say, we had the rain around during the overnight. Of course, it moved in during our first night celebrations, but a lot of that rain now.
Welcome back. We're a few hours away now from the lighting of the iconic Rockefeller tree in New York City.
That's right. The Today Show anchors will be on hand to host a holiday special tonight.
Right now on NBC Boston, winter weather heading our way. The steps one Massachusetts city is now taking ahead of this storm with snow, sleet, and rain all moving in. We'll tell you what to expect in your neighborhood.
Also, a car slams right into a house in Lynn. The driver rushed to the hospital as authorities try to figure out exactly what happened.
Also ahead, a police officer on the wrong side of the law. The new details emerging after the arrest, an hours-long standoff. You saw it first here on NBC Boston.
Also, child tragedy. A dog goes on the attack, mauling a group of children who were just walking to school, actually taking one boy's life.
This is NBC Boston Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on NBC Boston Now. I'm Latoya Edwards.
And I'm Brian Shackman. You know, thank you very much. Still to come on.
And right now on NBC Boston, exclusive information in the search for an escaped prisoner. The new clues uncovered by investigators that are helping police track him down.
Plus, a baby nearly dies after being exposed to a powerful synthetic drug. This afternoon, the questions for police as they investigate. And
the people helping the residents displaced by this fire in Lynn now need your help. I'll explain coming up.
This is NBC Boston News at 4.
But we begin with new details in the search for an escaped inmate. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shannon Malaire.
And I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Right now on NBC Boston News at 4 o'clock, we have exclusive information that could bring authorities closer to capturing an escaped prisoner. NBC Boston's Perry Russum has been working his sources ever since this story broke. He joins us live from Framingham with exclusive details you'll see only right here on NBC Boston. Perry.
They are getting much closer to finding this man. A police source telling us the car Morales stole was found in Framingham.
Never slow them down. The Patriots are going to the playoffs despite the Deflategate drama. Tonight, how the critics keep making them men on a mission.
Police getting closer to finding the inmate who escaped from a Rhode Island prison. The major clue they found in Framingham today.
And President-elect Donald Trump seemingly skeptical of U.S. intelligence, his doubts on Russian hacking, and how they could again point to a new leadership style. You're watching the NBC Boston News at 5. But we start with breaking news right now in Templeton. You take a look right now from Sky Ranger. This is above the scene as rescuers are tending to a horse that fell through the ice earlier. This video from overhead from just a few minutes ago as rescuers are tending to that horse. They just got out of the ice just a little bit ago.
Yeah, and we understand the horse is alive right now. You can see there is still a large response out there. A crane has been brought in to hoist the horse up safely. We, of course, will bring you more information on the rescue as we get it.
14 and 2 is it's a tough thing to do. So it's very cool for this team to be able to accomplish that.
And it is now on to the playoffs at home for the Patriots after a big win against the Miami Dolphins. And that 14-2 record that Tom Brady was talking about is even more impressive considering how the season got started. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Emma.
And I'm Audrey Assistio. The Deflategate suspension couldn't slow them down, and it's not the first time the team has rubbed success in critics' faces. Right. NBC Boston's Jason Fraser is live at Gillette with the new revenge tour. Jason.
Well, good afternoon to you, Audrey. You know, for some people, the Patriots' success this season was a surprise. For others, it's what we really come to expect. But some fans told me the real revenge will come in February. When
NBC Boston News at 6 starts right now.
All right, Audrey, we're watching a messy storm in the Midwest. It's headed eastbound, and the timeline on our snow and our ice, we'll have that coming up.
Pete, thank you. Also, the war of words already getting heated for the AFC Championship game. What the Patriots are saying about the Steelers' locker room talk.
He has a dream that one day our nation will be surrounded by a wall built with bigotry and hate.
Boston's annual Martin Luther King Jr. breakfast getting political. The message the attendees had for President-elect Donald Trump.
And danger on the Cape. The town fighting back against its unwanted inclusion on a national list.
This is NBC Boston News at 6.
It's a slippery mess in our nation's Midwest. A weekend of rain and ice leaving streets deserted in many towns and cities. That storm now headed our way. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Shannon Malaire. Well, it looks like we're going to avoid snow, at least.
Right now on NBC Boston News at 7, we are following developing news from London. A terror attack right near Parliament. The new information we have tonight.
Plus, a Boston firefighter arrested. The disturbing charges he's now facing on Cape Cod.
And there are cleanliness concerns at one MBT Orange Line station in Boston. The reasons: it's failed numerous inspections. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Want to begin with that developing news that we're following tonight in London. The death toll has now risen to 5 in that terror attack near Parliament. That includes the attacker.
And tonight, Britain's Prime Minister is condemning the attack, calling it, quote, sick and depraved. 40 others were wounded. The attacker used his vehicle to ram into pedestrians on the bridge there. Right now on NBC Boston tonight, a New England manhunt. We are live with the latest from police as a military-trained suspect remains on the run.
Plus, dozens displaced. The aftermath from a 5-alarm fire as multiple families are now without a home. Plus.
And I'm Raul Martinez in Miami, Florida, where the Patriots take care of the Dolphins and clinch home field advantage. We'll show you how they did it, what they're saying about it, and what it means going forward.
This is NBC Boston Weekend tonight.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Shannon Malaire. Welcome to NBC Boston tonight. And our top story, an inmate on the run in New England.
We are in an early warning weather alert this morning at NBC 10 Boston. It's a live look outside in the city of Boston. Beautiful Zakim Bridge. It's going to be hot today. We have the hour-by-hour forecast right now.
A house fire stops service on the commuter rail. New this morning, the carelessness that started this blaze.
And a woman suing the city of Manchester, New Hampshire, why she wants to shine the light on officer misconduct.
This is NBC 10 Boston News today.
And a good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Brian Shackman in for Krista.
I'm Latoya Edwards. It is 4:30 on the nose right now. We're in early warning weather alert. The nation's most popular governor wins a second term. Governor Charlie Baker's message after easily winning his bid for re-election.
Strong support for Elizabeth Warren as she wins another term to Senate.
Plus, voters said yes to 2 of the 3 ballot questions, but a resounding no to the most controversial issue.
This is NBC 10 Boston. Boston's 10.
Everybody, good morning to you on this post-election day Wednesday. I'm Krista Delkamp.
I'm Latoya Edwards. So we start right now with your forecast. And I have to say, it was nice and warm out there this morning.
We're going to tell you for how long. And the Bruins getting ready for Game 3. We've got a preview before the puck drops this afternoon right here on NBC 10 Boston.
This is NBC 10 Boston, Boston's 10.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. It is 6 o'clock on this Saturday morning. I'm Catherine Underwood.
And I'm Susan Tran in for Jeff Saperstone. It's so great to be here on a Saturday morning that looks so beautiful out there.
We are so happy to have you with us, Susan. 66 degrees over the city of Boston. What?
Accused of killing her 2 young sons faces a judge. The disturbing details, including the reference to a ritual that came out today in court.
And Gronk's home burglarized. The latest on the investigation and the support pouring in this afternoon from Pats fans. But first, we are in an early warning weather alert because a winter storm is expected to bring a mix of snow and sleet and rain to our area. A little bit of everything. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Shannon Malaire.
And I'm Chris Emmett. This storm will hit tomorrow, and the drive to work should be okay, but the ride home might be a little messy. Now, we got a little taste of the winter weather earlier today. Our cameras caught some snowflakes falling this morning in Newton, but this, of course, nothing.
Right now at 5, President Trump canceling a highly anticipated summit with North Korea, why he says the timing is wrong, and how it could set the stage for a nuclear showdown.
More news from the Oval Office as the president blasts the NFL's new policy on the national anthem. His tough suggestion for players who would opt off the field during the Star-Spangled Banner.
A teenager's alleged threat against his high school leading police to a discovery, the stash they say they found in his room.
And breaking right now at 5 o'clock, Hollywood movie producer Harvey Weinstein is expected to be charged in a sexual misconduct
here in New England.
Our top priority remains the health and safety of our residents.
What the state is doing to prepare for a potential outbreak.
Temperatures on the rise, but I'm watching a late week nor'easter that could bring some snow. I have the timeline in your first alert forecast.
And a messy morning inside the O'Neill Tunnel. Something else lost its word in here. A dump truck suddenly swerves, rolls over, spilling gravel across the highway. What we're learning about the crash. The news at 6 starts now.
This is NBC 10 Boston, Boston's 10.
Fears of a coronavirus outbreak continue at this hour as the governor says the Commonwealth is in fact getting ready. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
And I'm Audrey Assistio in for Shannon Malaire. Meanwhile, new cases of the virus are being reported in our area.
As we near the end of the holiday season. And a woman rescued from a fire earlier this month sharing her story.
I thought for a minute that we might die.
Her reunion today with the firefighters who helped bring her and her children to safety. NBC 10 Boston News at 6 starts right now. We begin tonight, though, with your first alert weather. There is a major snowstorm headed our way.
Right now at 7, several homes destroyed in a Thanksgiving Day fire. The cooking mishap that could be to blame.
Audrey, it was a wet Thanksgiving. That rain is now moving away. What about the rest of the holiday weekend?
And it'll be a Black Friday like no other. How stores are working to control crowds during the pandemic.
This is NBC 10 Boston, Boston's 10.
And tonight, dozens of people are without a home after this fire in New Bedford. Several multifamily homes were destroyed, and one person was seriously hurt. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us this Thanksgiving. I'm Audrey Assistio. So investigators believe a Thanksgiving cooking mishap is to blame. NBC 10's Mike Manzoni has the latest on the investigation.
And tonight starts right now. And breaking right now, Boston police are investigating a hit and run. This was on Brighton Avenue around 7:30 tonight. Police tell us the man who was hit has life-threatening injuries. There's no word yet on a description of the car that was involved.
For this to be the ending is so sick and sad, and we just want answers.
A shocking discovery. 2 bodies and an SUV pulled from the water in South Boston. We've got the latest this morning on the investigation.
Plus, significant news from the CDC. The agency says recovered COVID-19 patients do have some immunity. We're going to tell you for how long.
And the Bruins getting ready for Game 3. We've got a preview before the puck drops this afternoon right here on NBC 10 Boston.
This is NBC 10 Boston, Boston's 10.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. It is 6 o'clock on this Saturday morning. I'm Catherine Underwood.
And I'm Susan Tran in for Jeff Saperstone. It's so great to be here on a Saturday morning that looks so beautiful out there.
We are so happy to have you with us, Susan. 66 degrees over the city of Boston. What a beautiful shot, even though it is cloudy. And it sounds like, Matt, everyone's going to be dealing with some clouds today, right?
Right now on NBC 10 Boston, weekend tonight, the snow is making a return. The question is, how much will stick and how soon?
Plus, neighbors on edge as police scour the area in the search of 2 break-in suspects.
And changes along the Cape Cod Canal, what you need to know for your morning commute over the Sagamore Bridge.
This is NBC 10 Boston News Tonight.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Frank Holland.
And I'm Christy Lee. We had nice weather for Easter Sunday, and now it's being spoiled.
Now at 11.
Calming down after a stormy day from the damage left behind.
To the cool down ahead, what to expect as we get closer to the holiday weekend.
Bill Cosby now a free man. The legal loophole that got the actor out of jail and reaction from his accusers tonight. A community left reeling, loved ones dealing with a terrible loss. The new details we're learning about one of the victims in a shooting rampage. Student athletes able to make money. What this means for the future of college sports. And fireworks and lightning all in one show. One community celebrates a return to normal.
That's happening right now on NBC 10 Boston.
First alert weather tonight at 11. Heavy rain, lightning, and thunderstorms hit across our area this evening. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Shannon Malaire. You could see it coming. Look at this. Dark clouds over the water in Boston. Eerie looking, but it did leave.
Right now at 11, we're following breaking news.
4 people shot tonight in Dorchester. The investigation right now into who is responsible.
The week ahead bringing more chances for rain, but also temperatures near 90. I'll tell you what to expect in your exclusive 10-day forecast.
I heard the fire engine open up my window and saw that the house was completely on fire.
2 people killed in a Saugus house fire. The explosion that rattled neighbors.
And the space race is on. We'll preview billionaire Richard Branson's flight just days before Jeff Bezos climbs aboard his own rocket.
That's happening right now on NBC 10 Boston.
First to that breaking news, 4 people shot in Dorchester tonight.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, we've got a terrific half hour coming your way today. Also ahead, how did Laura Prepon's children inspire her to launch her own cookware line?
Right now at 4 new cases and growing concern in Massachusetts and across the country. Health officials are sounding the alarm before the pandemic spirals once again.
It looked like it needed help, and so that was what I wanted to do, was help the dog.
Surgery for a dog abandoned in Randolph. Hear exclusively from the man who saved the dog's life.
And then an unsettling sight. A man walks right into a home in Northbridge. The only problem is the homeowners have no idea who he is. Hey there, good morning. It is Tuesday, which means that we are one day closer to Friday. Woohoo! Before we get to the end of the week, though, we're going to have to get through some more clouds. What else is new, right? Good morning, everyone. I'm Alessa in for Latoya this morning.
And I'm Krista Delcamp. We're on this continuous loop here with all of the rain, but maybe, just maybe, we might see the sun today.
I heard Tim mention that maybe there's a slight chance.
Now at 6, police in Newton need your help finding the person behind a string of break-ins. We have details on who they're looking for and the alarming link between the homes that have been hit so far.
We're just a regular family, so for our address to be used for no rhyme or reason, it makes me nervous. We have 3 kids.
Police say an intruder was drawn to a Northbridge home by a scammer. Details on the bizarre break-in that has neighbors on edge.
Surge prices are now back for ride shares. What drivers and passengers are saying about sky-high rates leaving Logan Airport these days.
Hey there, good morning, everybody. I'm Alessa Stepanova in for Latoya.
And I'm Krista Delcamp. You can see the fog behind us here. So
vaccinate kids as young as 5. Good morning. I'm Raul Martinez. It is an interesting day. We're coming off a lot of losses in sports, but hopefully some better weather ahead.
You know what? They're used to kind of like, right?
Yeah.
Performing this season when it's really...
Backs against the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Now at 4, the countdown to the Orange Line shutdown. We are exactly 5 hours away from a major transportation disruption. We're going to have live team coverage on what you should expect starting tonight.
A wildfire flares up again in Saugus. Fierce flames and smoke forcing the Break Heart Reservation to close for the second time in 3 days.
And a house explodes in New Hampshire. Check out the damage done here. Debris absolutely everywhere. The homeowner was inside and joins us coming up.
But first, we begin with that breaking news from the South Coast. This massive fire in Mattapoisett, our sister station, WJAR, says the fire broke out at a boatyard and involved buildings, boats, and cars. You can see what appears to be boats are on fire and a ton of thick black smoke there. A mechanic at the boatyard tells our sister station that the fire started in one of the sheds and then quickly spread. That mechanic also says one person was hurt. We have not confirmed that with officials just yet. We're working on that and we'll bring you more news as soon as this scene develops. And now to our big story at 4, the Orange Line shutdown. That line is shutting down for 30 days as the state prepares for an unprecedented transit shakeup. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. The countdown clock continues. Repair work on the Orange Line begins at 9 p.m. tonight. Streets in Boston, Malden, Medford, and Somerville will have many more shuttle buses, which will carry people who would normally ride the Orange Line.
Now here is the countdown clock.
I'm going to show you more of this dramatic video and what we're learning from investigators.
Plus, it's the final countdown. The Orange Line about to go dark for a month. From the last-minute message from T officials to exclusive video from inside a shuttle test run, we have team coverage.
And an explosion levels a New Hampshire home. What the homeowner who was inside at the time is saying about this blast? The news at 5 starts now.
And we begin with breaking news out of Mattapoisett, where a massive fire is burning at a boatyard. And you can see the cars and the boats engulfed in flames. Lots of thick black smoke there. A mechanic told our sister station, WJAR, that a boat caught fire in a shed and then the flames spread quickly. NBC's Jesse Kirsch, by the way, was reporting there. Thanks for watching NBC 10 Boston News at 5. I'm JC Monahan.
And I'm Corey Smith. The news at 6 with Priscilla and Glenn starts now.
Now at 6, the wait is nearly over. The MBTA is hours away from shutting down the Orange Line for a month.
We were the only TV station on board a shuttle bus this morning with elected officials previewing what service will look like. I'll share what we saw.
A house is leveled after an explosion in New Hampshire. The 2 men inside survived the big blast.
And hot temperatures, Priscilla. We saw them today. We'll see them over the weekend. That forecast ahead.
At 9 tonight, the MBTA is pulling the Orange Line tracks off, trains off the tracks for a month in an unprecedented historic shutdown of the entire line. Good Friday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Glenn Jones. The MBTA is hoping to get 5 years of work done.
At the end of a long, hard day, is there anything better than coming home, getting in your PJs, maybe you pour yourself like a glass of wine and watch some kind of crime mystery?
2 out of 3 are good for me. I don't wear pajamas, but
I don't want to know anymore.
I actually did this last night. There was a new one on Netflix. I watched it. And really, it's interesting for a subject solely focused on some of the most evil acts in humanity. Why does this captivate us so much?
Well, here on the 10, we dedicate 10 minutes to a single topic every weeknight. And tonight we are talking true crime obsession.
People love it. And what we found will have you questioning more about yourself.
Right now at 7, flames ripped through a Hingham mansion, reducing the home to rubble. We're getting a closer look at the damage as fire officials begin the investigation into a cause. Tevin's here.
It was a warm day today. Temperatures in the 80s. We're tracking a cold front pushing on through, bringing rain, potentially thunderstorms and severe weather. I've got the timing coming up.
Demolition resuming at the government center garage following a deadly collapse. What this means for drivers downtown.
But we start with those incredible pictures. A massive fire quickly tearing through a multi-million-dollar home in Hingham. Sky Ranger high above the scene.
Now at 11,
Get ready for more rain, when you'll need an umbrella, and when the sky's clear in your exclusive 10-day forecast.
A rare condition that could be linked to the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. What doctors want you to know tonight.
A dog found abandoned and suffering.
I'm glad that it's going to be getting the care that it needs.
Good Samaritans step in to help as police search for who is responsible.
Providing hope for people dealing with COVID symptoms months later.
It's a real struggle with my identity.
The new efforts to help treat long haulers.
And it's so much more than a first pitch.
He's teaching us all to be brave.
The dream come true for the mighty Quinn.
That's happening right now on NBC 10 Boston.
First alert weather tonight at 11, and stop us if you've heard this one before. We are watching rain. The good news, though, it won't be a total washout. That's good news. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Shannon Malaire. It's been kind of a dreary stretch lately, and it's not quite over yet. Let's get right over to meteorologist Pete Bouchard, who's timing it all out for us, Pete.
Heavy on the clouds for tomorrow, Shannon. We're going to look at the...
You're watching NBC 10 Boston, Boston's 10.